it was actually Spike messaging Xander to say that Buffy wanted to hang out, even though Buffy and everyone, the gang, including Robin Wood and Willow's girlfriend that I can't remember her name.
Yeah, I can't remember.
It's some sort of plant.
Rose. That's right. It's some sort of plant. Yes.
Willow and Rose.
Hyacinth.
Willow.
Juniper.
Sycamore.
Juniper?
Chrysanthemum.
Polycanthus.
Tree.
They were all going to go see a movie, which was Xander's idea. And then, so Xander thought he was going to go hang out with Buffy alone, but gets ambushed by Drusilla and Spike. And then Drusilla plays on the fact that he's super lonely, because he is, and it's really sad. And all of the Xander everything makes me upset, because it's Xander.
And she offers him immortality, and she plays to his weaknesses and things, and she tells him she knows how he feels. She knows he's lonely, and exactly how he feels, and he'll never feel any of that again. And it just becomes so freaking appealing to him, and you can anything about everything that would be appealing to you about becoming a vampire. Just imagine that.
Being lonely forever.
They did not like that.
Yeah.
Birds.
Yeah. But yeah, no, just being offered up to you, and you feeling vulnerable, realizing that you just, how stupid am I to think that I was actually going to meet?
No thanks, I'll just do drugs.
My crush.
More lonely and stoned is fine versus lonely forever and dead.
About Lonely Forever and Dead, you want to know who shows up after Drusilla tries to turn Xander? Angel!
Number 0!
Oh,
Yeah, and that
right.
ties in directly to Angel number 0, but we're not talking about that.
Well, that's too bad. I was wondering if it did. I'm like, damn it, that's probably going to tie into that issue that just came out, and I didn't pick it up
Directly.
I'm glad the first page is, if you have not read Buffy number 4, this issue contains spoilers, do not read.
Yeah.
It says it right
Oh,
there.
I didn't see that.
Well, yeah, because you can get...
on Angel.
Yeah.
On Angel number 0, it says it right there. And I'm like, that's cool that they did that, because not a lot of times a comic book company will be like...
That's great. That's great. Man, so it reminds me of like how the show played, because you'd get I think it was starting in season 2 or 3? Season 3?
After season 3.
After season 3, and Angel started out, so this is kind of, to me, kind of a callback. I think if they meant to do that, a clever callback to.
Oh, I'm sure.
Let's get a few issues deep, and let's go ahead and start that Angel.
Well, they have a long explanation of why they brought Angel in and what are the ending. I actually it always gets on my case for not reading the little back parts, but I actually read the back part for number 3, and I skimmed number 4. Got bored.
Is it oh really? I thought it was pretty good.
Well, just the long afterthought type thing.
Oh, right.
Editor's notes and things.
I actually didn't read that.
Oh, I know.
Sometimes they talk about stuff that I'm like, I'm not reading that series. That's why I don't read it. Or, Boom actually does stuff for the series you were talking about, though. Hulk is usually, fan letters, and I'm like,
Right.
Well, Buffy has been doing the fan letters, too, but there's also important things.
I wonder if that freaking series or book is still going to be there. If I can pick it up, I just didn't have enough this week.
Put it in your hold slot?
I didn't. No. I did not. I need to update my list.
Yeah, but that was a very long, short summary of
Right.
Buffy 3 and 4.
Yeah. Good book. Keep up the good work.
Yeah.
Bloom and company.
Hashtag everyone.
Hashtag it. So I guess that leads us
you.
directly into my comic book review. I also read Buffy the Vampire Slayer 3 and 4 with you guys there. Major X number 2 was out. The first issue was somewhat intriguing. The cliffhanger, it wasn't a cliffhanger.
Reveal.
Just, the reveal was like, oh, okay. But to me personally, and after reading the second one, I feel like it's kind of a recycled story, and I don't know if I'm going to continue to pick it up. It is a mini 5-part.
It's either 5 or 6.
5 or 6-part series, so I mean that remains to be seen. Depending on what's out that week, and if I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not getting that anymore. Or whatever.
Yeah.
So I already stopped Miles because I had too much other stuff and had missed and whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, Spider-Man City at War #2 was out this week, written by Dennis Hopeless Hallam, with art by Michelle Bandini, and cover by Clayton Crane.
Nice. I like Clayton Crane.
Yeah.
He's doing a book next week.
Is he?
That I have.
I dug both of the covers. I'm pretty sure he did both the first and second one. But the story's pretty great. It follows the video game story relatively closely, but it does have some snippets of additional, story stuff behind the scenes kind of stuff that went on while other stuff was going on, or whatever. A little bit more of the Miles storyline and stuff in it, and whatever. But sorry. Okay, yeah. I also had Spider-Man Life Story #2 was out. I read both of those because I skipped the first one last week, or the couple weeks before. But that was, of course, written by Chip Zdarsky with art by Mark Bagley. Amazing Spider-Man 19.HU I also had there with shared with Sudan. But my pick of the week this week is Daredevil #4, also written by Chip Zdarsky, featuring art by Marco Cecchetto, and I believe it was Julian Todesco that did the cover on this. Pretty interesting cover featuring the Punisher with a picture of Daredevil on his chest, but crazy. It's pretty cool art. I'll have to get it pulled up here.
Did Chip Zdarsky decide that he wasn't coming to Denver Pop Culture Con because he's now writing 2 books?
Yeah, and I don't doubt that's all he's writing.
Right.
He seems to be relatively busy, so I'm guessing it's a busy schedule.
That's upsetting.
It is upsetting. I was looking forward to meeting him.
Yeah.
But let me get back. Sorry, get this cover pulled up. Show you guys real quick.
Huh.
It's pretty cool.
I had seen that on the thing, it's like, ooh, last I saw was dude got shot.
Yeah, Daredevil had gotten shot. That was at the end of the second issue. Third issue, there's a certain detective in town, Detective Cole. He kind of moved in on him to arrest him. He kind of broke free and kind of ran off and almost got away. Got to the point where he almost got away, but backup got there, surrounded him, and he knew he was pretty much done for, and he, as a last-ditch effort, reached out to some of the police officers that he saved or helped in the past, to be like, these people know me, you're new in town, kind of thing, and it resulted in a fist fight between Cole and Daredevil.
Oh.
Daredevil's still shot in the shoulder, where Cole actually took him down. Cole took him down, and they were taking him in, or just before they were about to leave the scene, they come under attack by a bunch of gunfire and stuff and whatever, and next thing you know, Daredevil's gone, and Cole swears that it was a setup. He set this whole thing up so he could escape and blah, 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 and whatever. Come to find out at the end of issue #3 that it was the Punisher.
Oh.
That had broken him out. And basically that's where issue #4 picks up. The art inside is pretty decent. They do a pretty good job of showing you the scale between the people, and it's not super detail oriented, but it gives you the idea, and it's just decent. Good job, pretty good art. Anyway, basically, Daredevil wakes up in a situation. If you saw the Netflix series, kind of like where Punisher has a prisoner, and Daredevil's also there tied up, and Punisher's telling him, "Look, why shouldn't I shoot him in the head? You kill people now, right? You killed a guy because." A while back, there was, I think it was in the second issue, there was an incident where there was a robbery, and a bunch of guys jumped Daredevil, and he
That was the first issue.
First issue.
Yeah, because then he goes back to the scene and gets shot, and then the third issue, he's still at the scene, and gunfire, and now we're now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
sorry. The prisoner, why shouldn't I shoot him in the head?
Oh, yeah.
In the first issue, he accidentally killed someone.
Yeah, he's like, "Oh, you're like me now. You kill. You finally seen the light." Blah, blah, and he's like, "No, I didn't kill anybody. I didn't kill him." He's still, like, claiming he didn't. Because he did. It was obvious in the comic, but he's been in denial this whole time. And Punisher's trying to tell him, like, see, where do you draw the line? Kind of, the lines are blurry now, right? Because, and why should this guy live? And blah, blah. And he's like, he's got family, he's got people that care about him just like anybody else that would die would, blah, blah, blah. You shouldn't do this. And he's like, just let him go. And he's like, okay, lets him go. And they're like in a bunker, kind of underground, and there's no way out. And he's like, yeah, I don't know where he's going to go. We're locked in here pretty tight. Blah, 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 whatever. And the guy's scrambling around and grabs a machine gun and whips around, and he's like, I'll kill you, and blam, Punisher shoots him in the head, and he's like, there, now am I good? Was that a good reason to kill him? Am I justified now that it was self-defense that he turned on me? But before, when I had him tied up and everything, it wasn't a good reason to kill him, and it was a good reason to let him go and keep killing other people, and blah, blah, blah. And he killed a guy for a jacket and some coke, blah, 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 whatever. All this shit, and basically he was trying to get information from him because he was one of the Owl's thugs, and the Owl had something big going on and whatever, and he got as much information as he could and whatever, and this all resulted in a big knockdown, drag out between Punisher and Daredevil, and just when you think that, oh my god, Punisher's gonna fucking kill Daredevil, Daredevil kind of turns it on him, and he's like, hey, by the way, I don't kill. I'm not like you, and I never will be like you. If I did kill, you'd be dead right now. And he left it, it was pretty cool because he did these, like, he's all blind or whatever, but he got these guns, and he started, like, it looked like he was just shooting blindly, but he fired off, like, 10 rounds, and each one of them just, like, pierced his skin in certain areas, like, on his neck, his cheek, like, his hand, and whatever, and then he proceeded to kick his ass after that. He's like, yeah, you think you're all bad. You may be a demon, but I'm the devil. Blah, blah, blah.
Oh.
Kind of thing. And whooped his ass and kind of left him tied up for the cops and went off to, he's like, I'm going to write this. I'm going to go take care of Val's Elite kind of thing. It was a good comic. I think I went overboard on the summary, but it was really good. It went really quick. The fighting and the art style fit together really well. And it was my pick of the week because it was just that. The story fit the art really well, and it's been a minute since I've read my Daredevil books, and they're one of the books that I always really look forward to, just for that.
Yeah.
Because he kicks ass.
Yeah. I like hearing about blind guy.
Yeah.
Fighting people.
Yeah. He's badass. But yeah, that's my review for the week. Yeah.
Sweet.
And, yeah, I guess that wraps up our show, or our podcast for the week of the comic book release week of April 17th. As always, again, we want to thank our local comic book store, All Seas Collectibles, at 2500. Is it? I'm
1250.
sorry. I'm sorry. 1250 South Abilene Street in Aurora, Colorado 80012.